Hey, what's up, traders? Going to start off with a live trade here on PAGS, ending the week green here, which is good. Pretty intense trade on PAGS, and it kind of caught us off guard, as you're going to see. Kind of flustered with the orders a little bit as it was happening, but we're going to go ahead and try to talk our way through this. Sorry if you can hear my son crying in the background. He's having an episode, but here we go. You can see previous day high all the way down here, 1568, hitting the button, seeing what kind of shares we can get, make it an even number. Start here, 1777. You guys know I love those 70s and 20s. As you can see, VWAP climbing right here with it. This is all happening so fast right here at the open. Take an ad there, 1820. Really loving the move here. I mean, it's just a super intense move. Volume's coming in. Basically, right here, you can see we get 1870. You can see I got my finger on the button for a 112, 20, 20, and then looking for 40. However, it went right up into the 80s, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, well, if it's going up this fast, I see the halt price up here at 1906. Let me see if it's just going to go up and halt. Just because I love the 70s and 20s looking for ads, I'm not always going to just hit it there just because, right? I'm not looking to just build size just to build size. If it's going to rip, I'm going to let it do its thing, and then I'm going to add, because that's going to do two things. It's going to give me a better average, and it's going to allow me to keep some size in case it wants to continue. So as you're going to see, it looks like it's rejecting there. That's where we hit the button. Obviously, our order was still way down here, so it's going to fill us on the current bid. I never even saw what order. It actually gave us 57 there, and I saw the ask was still up at 80. So not a great fill. I mean, granted, it was right down near where the bid was. But at this point, I wasn't really paying attention to that. I didn't even really notice the spread at the time. But I did notice that the halt price was right there at 1906. And right after we hit the button for the ad, it decided to go right up to that halt price. So as you can see, it kind of faked it out a little bit, really spready still, but it does go right up into that halt price. And this is where I'm looking to add again. So I'm going to pause it right now. So I did a 1122 instead of a 1124 because I basically wanted to make sure when it came out of the halt, just in case it gapped up, I didn't want to have too much size and basically just be stuck in a spot where, this thing opens up above 20 and now we're, down a decent amount and we're kind of fighting from behind. I wanted to leave, in case it did gap up in the 20, some space to where I can really hit it. Say I just double at 120, that's going to bring us up to, from there, it's going to bring us up to what, 25? So 1925, which is going to be a lot better than if I added some more size and then would have to double again. It's going to make my risk, I'm basically getting too big too fast. However, you're going to see what happens here. So the halt price actually jumps up from 1906 all the way up there to almost 20. However, it does try to get up through 1950, fails. And when that fails, this is when we finally get the pullback. So as the pullback's happening, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't put any orders out. I thought it was going to halt. In my head, I was like, oh, we're going to halt. And so I didn't have any orders out. Usually I put the orders out like right after I'm getting my last ad in. And so I just hurry up and throw the 120 shares out there right below 52. So if I would have got this fill, it would have been like a $20 win. Wouldn't have been too bad, but I was like, wait a minute. So I did the math as I realized it came right down to our average, didn't fill us. So I'm like, you know what, let me just change that to 80. I was actually thinking about changing that again. However, it came down to fill us right, like really quick. So I couldn't even change it if I wanted to. And then, so I was like, you know what, just in case it continues to drop, I'm going to go ahead. And as you can see, I thought about lowering that, but I was like, you know what, I'm just going to leave the 40 here. And then you're going to see I hover over the 50% button because I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll just take half and see if this thing can't come down even further to 17. But right as I go to hover over it to possibly click it, it gives us the fill. And that was a bit frustrating because this thing, sorry, that shouldn't be in the way. This thing decided to go all the way back down. So how long would I have held that? I don't know. It was only 20 shares. Could have got another 20 bucks or so out of it pretty instantly, actually. So a little frustrated we didn't make more than we did there. Was just kind of flustered. It kind of caught me off guard. Wasn't expecting such a violent move, especially at the open like that. Or well, not that it was at the open, but just how this last couple of weeks has gone. But right at the open, that's usually when we do expect that. And so it was kind of nice to have it. But at the same time, it kind of caught me off guard. So I wasn't really prepared to put the orders out as quickly as I needed to. Second trade was on RAD. This one was like right after we got out of that trade. Pretty standard. Previous resistance from pre-market here at 790 up through 8. Nice move up to 839. We actually got filled at 833. Decided to try to go a little bit higher up to 850. Was ready to add, obviously, if it got up towards that 870 area. And it decided to come down. We are pretty sure we had the order out at 816, came down, filled us. So pretty good trade there. And our last trade was on TH. This one wasn't a great move. It was kind of slow. As you can see, the volume is pretty bad. Now that you guys can see the volume again, but I believe at the time it only had like 150,000 volume on the day. But you can't negate the move. Previous day highs 1484. Nice move up through 15, up to 1550. It rejected. We got filled at 1541. Came down, gave us a nice little pullback. We took it off. Was hoping for the 15 test, didn't get it. So we took it off once we realized that it wasn't going to give us that lower. Started to come back up, and it did try to go higher. It did get up through 1550. Didn't mess with it again. Would have been looking for closer to 16 after this 1550 test, just to start this thing back up. But pretty good trade. Just didn't have a lot of shares in that one, but it did put us up 53.52 on the day. Let's go full screen real quick, and we'll take a quick look at our TraderSync. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way. Always appreciate that support. If you guys do have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. You can always find me on Discord or over on Twitter. So this is what our curve looks like. Again, this is from the beginning of January 2021. So it's basically since 2021 and all the way to current. We had a crazy week. Kids were home all week. It was pretty frustrating. But if you do the math, we were up $56 on Monday, $6 on Tuesday, down 51, 52 essentially on Wednesday, down 27 on Thursday, and then up 53 again today. So we ended up green on the week, not by much, but considering the day we had on Wednesday, where that could have been really bad, could have been like a $450 red day, but it ended up only being about $52. And then yesterday it was just frustrating because of the long trade on plug, where we should have probably been like plus 30-ish dollars yesterday. Today was a good day. It felt good. Only 3 trades, but I guess just that PAGS trade really kind of got me motivated. I was like, wow, it was nice to see a trade like that. We haven't seen one of those in a while. So to actually see it and actually get a little bit of size into it, probably could have managed it a lot better once we were in it. But I was pretty happy with it overall. And that's going to lead us into next week. We got 3 more trading days of August. August is looking pretty good overall. I can't really complain. I guess we could take a quick look at what that looks like so far. Take a stab here at all of August. Come on, there we go. So we're up $706 overall, profit factor of 3, win percentage. Look at this. It's crazy. This is the cool thing about stats. You know, I'm at 84-ish% overall win rate, with a profit factor of, you know, anywhere between like 1.6 to 2. And this month, our win percentage is down, but our profit factor is up. So it just, what that is basically saying is we're taking more losers, but they're much smaller than usual. So that's a good thing, I think. I'd rather have a 78 to 80% win rate, and be able to keep my profit factor up here. I mean, that would obviously be ideal. It just means that our losers are smaller and our winners are getting bigger. So that's all I got. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I always appreciate the support, and have a good weekend. Stay safe, and I'll see you on Monday. Peace.